Good day everyone, I am Anami Asherto, and for today's video, we will tackle about the history of indigenous arts in the Philippines from pre-colonial to post-colonial period. Pre-colonial period, it is refers when the indigenous ancestors inhabited the Philippines before the time of our first colonized. So during pre-colonial period, Philippines already had a rich and unique body of art, and the example of this art is the barong, which I know that we all familiar with the term barong because it is often uh, because barong is an ancient ancient era ancient era. So sculpture, um Bahay Kubo is one of the example of pre-colonial sculpture, paintings, pottery were the widely known forms of visual arts in the pre-colonial period, such as statues from Pintados in Panay, the bulol that is wooden sculpture of the rice god of Ifugao, and the Manunggul burial jar that was found in Palawan. So these are the picture of arts of tattoos, Manunggul, and Bulul. I am not sure if my pronunciation of Bulul is right. So tattoos is a sign of bravery, a symbol of social standing and the right passage. So Visayan that covered with tattoos were called pintados, which means the pintados ones. However, also those people involved with tattoos has their own definition or explanation with it when it comes to their tattoo. And Manonggol is widely acknowledged to be one of the finest Philippine pre-colonial artworks ever produced, and it and is considered a masterpiece of Philippine found ceramics by Robert Fox and Miguel Santiago. These artworks uses when burial happen. Manonggol represents the importance among early Filipinos. It is also a symbol and archaeological evidence of the strong indigenous spiritual envelopes in pre-colonial Philippines. Manonggol is pre-colonial use. Uh, in pre-colonial, Manu- Manunggul used this art to bury a Buddhist, while Bulul is carved wooden statue that Ifugao people of northern Luzon used to guard their rice crop. Bulul is made from a single piece of wood and typically depict the human form in a stylized and geometric way. Next is the Islamic colonial period. In the 13th century, Islamic art meshed with ethnic culture and produced a Filipino Muslim art that reflects the ethnic background and Islamic identity. So, mosques is a house of prayer and a place of prostration where Muslims worship God. Mosques is a place where Muslims all gathered. Islam encouraged the growth of distinctive culture with its own artistic language which is represented in mm, art, architecture throughout the Muslim world because it is not a religion but a way of life. Quran is the holy book of Islam which the writings are Arabic language. Quran is the Islam Bible or Muslim Bibles, while ochre refers to a geometric and flowing design based on leaf and vine patterns. Ochre is a distinguished marks of the Marano arts and Muslim influenced artworks in southern Philippines and even in other Southeast Asia. While in Spanish colonial period, the Spanish arrived in the Philippines in 1521. The colonizers used arts as a tool to propagate the Catholic faith through beautiful images. So, as the painting stated, is as we noticed in colonial period, almost in Spanish colonial period, almost of their work, almost their artwork during this era are about the relationship with God. Also, Spanish is the reason of mass baptism where Filipino already adopted it. So Spanish arts aesthetic as adopted by Filipino arts. The Baroque, which is the Cathedral Church of Saint Mary in Murcia, Spain, and the Miagao Church, also known as the Sitio Tomas de Villanueva Parish Church, Miagao, Iloilo, Philippines, and the Rococo aesthetics and Gothic aesthetics. Baroque is often thought of as a period of artistic style that used exaggerated motion and clear that easily interpreted detail to produce drama, tension, exuberance, sculpture, painting, etc. While Rococo art originated in early 18th century and Gothic art is the style of art produced in northern Europe from the Middle Ages um, up until the beginning of the Renaissance. Here are the also art during the Spanish period, which the antique furniture and carving designs. So Baybayin is also Baybayin is a writing system native to the Philippines. It is also continued to be used during Spanish era and Philippine up until the late 19th century. So the Spaniards friars also studied with this Baybayin. Next is the American colonial period. The American colonial period was classical and nature and the artworks are in neoclassical and modern form. One of the greatest contributions to the Philippines is the educational system. All architectural design are classical in nature, including Art Deco design on building and houses. In this era, education is more accessible for everyone, and during this era, their artwork already has a progress one by one. So here are the popular art styles during the American period. Neoclassicism in Philippine architecture, Neoclassicism in architecture in the White House, Art Deco in the Philippines architecture, Metropolitan Theater, Art Deco in architecture, Chrysler Building. Next is the Japanese colonial period. Japanese includes a wide range of styles in means of expressions, including ceramics, sculpture, painting, and calligraphy on silk and paper. The arrival of the Japanese caused tremendous fear, hardships, and suffering among the Filipinos. The Filipino way of life was greatly affected during Japanese period. Also, Filipinos lost their freedom of speech and expression. Japanese era still have an influence with us like the style of poems. However, we can't deny the fact that the Japanese bring a greatest fear to the Filipino, and whereas war are inevitable after they ruled over the country. Also, their style of arts most expressing about war. Lastly is the post-colonial period, also known as the Philippine modern art era. Arts in this period are modern, conservative, and experiment in public art. This painting is the Maria Makiling. So, pop art is one of the example of post-colonial period where it can see a new style of modern art. So, pop art is a base modern popular culture and the mass media, especially as a critical or ironic comment on tradition, fine arts values. And that's it. Thank you.